I'm going to let you into a little secret. You don't need an accountant. You don't. There's absolutely no legal requirement for small businesses to have an accountant in the UK. It's not mandatory. You can file things yourself. HMRC allows you to file things yourself. And even when tax changes happen in a couple of years and you can't file directly on the HMRC website, you can still buy software yourself and file your tax returns yourself. You can file your VAT returns yourself. You can log on to Companies House and submit your micro business accounts yourself. You don't need to have an accountant. And let's face it, there are loads of things we don't need professionals for. DIY, do it yourself. We all love a bit of DIY, especially over the last couple of years. Bit of lockdown, bit of painting, sticking some shelves up. Yeah, of course, you can do all of that stuff yourself. Look, there's plenty of things that are even further out that you can do yourself. You can cut your own hair. I haven't cut my own hair. I hope none of you think I have. But you know, you can definitely cut your own hair. There are a lot of lockdown haircuts knocking around. Not all of them were terrible. Look, you can pierce your own ears if you really want to. There's nothing legally saying that you have to go to a piercer to pierce holes in your own body. If you really want to, you can do that yourself. And if your tooth is rotten and it hurts you, there's absolutely nothing stopping you pulling that tooth out yourself. Now, when I say things like that, you're probably like, oh, actually, you know, that might hurt and I wouldn't want to get it wrong. What if it gets infected? And that's kind of like what having an accountant is. Yeah, you don't need it. You can absolutely do it yourself. And if you're competent and if you're good with numbers and you're really looking to save on some costs, perhaps in the short term, dealing with that kind of stuff yourself is a good idea. But long term, absolutely not. Because let's face it, HMRC have this propensity to send out slightly scary looking letters, as do Companies House, and there's loads of them. What do you do if you don't understand that letter? You could try ringing HMRC, but you're going to be on the phone a very long time because the wait times there are huge. And if you haven't got anybody else to ask, what are you going to do? You could ask another business person. You might be able to scrounge a bit of free advice if you stick it on Facebook. But yeah, this is what an accountant's for. Not only that, but an accountant is going to take away the drudgery of getting your work done. So if you pick an accountant that also does bookkeeping or data entry like we do, you're not going to have to spend time doing that. We did a survey a few years back and we found that on average, most small business owners spend upward of 5 hours a month on their paperwork. Now, that doesn't sound a lot, just over an hour a week, right? Except it's not. You never break it down to a little bit a day, do you? You spend the last Saturday of that month 5 hours in your home office doing your paperwork, getting it ready. That's no fun, because when you're running a business, your time is so precious. It's so precious to spend time with your family and outside of your business, because you need that brain space, you need that bandwidth, and you need that rest away from all that other stuff to help your business grow. Also, are you the best person in the world to do accounts? Yeah, I can cut my hair. Am I a qualified hairdresser? Would it look as good as all this looks? Probably not. So I think we have to decide here what the most important things to spend our money on are, and making sure you get things right is one of them. And when you run a business, one of the biggest concerns you're going to have is financial. You're running a business. You haven't got a guaranteed income. You haven't got a salary, dropping into your bank account every month. You've got to work that stuff out yourself. So having an accountant there is really going to help you deal with all that. So yeah, sure, look, do you know what? You don't need an accountant. But should you get one? Yeah, absolutely. You should absolutely get an accountant. So just spend a bit of time evaluating the difference between needing, in a legal sense, and needing for your own peace of mind and business growth. And let's see where you land.